Hey, what's going on? This is Kezar Dillon. I'm the co-founder of Burntown Fitness, and I'm just having some coffee right here. And I just got done playing tennis. That's why I have a tennis shirt on. Hey, I just wanted to talk about basically post-workout drinks or post-workout fuel. I think there's a lot of questions out there in regards to like what should you be eating. Should you be drinking or eating a lot of protein, carbohydrates, fluids? So I just want to just give you just the basic rundown on just basically what it means for post workout, and then why you should be fueling even during your workouts. So the first one is, we'll start off simple, and that is, everybody has heard of Gatorade. Everybody has heard of Powerade. Everybody has heard of like just different like electrolyte drinks. There's like those little Mio drops that you can use. So Gatorade's original motto was, you put back what you lost. And for those of you who are older, who were born maybe in the 70s, late 70s, maybe early 80s, and you guys remember that slogan, Gatorade, its original intent was basically to resupply the body with what it had lost during exercise. That was the original formula, which was created by the Gators in Florida. You guys all know the Florida Gators. And it's basically you're putting back all the sweat. So if you're actually going to taste the original formula for Gatorade, which I believe was like the lemon lime, or just it was like the greenish orangish one. If you were to taste it, and next time you guys are working out really hard, it may sound a little nasty, but lick your arm, taste it, and then go get some original Gatorade and taste Gatorade, and it basically tastes the same. So I was reading an article probably like 15 years ago, and the creator of it, I don't know his name, and I know he's at I think it's the University of Florida, which is the Gators. He created Gatorade so it would replicate what we lose when basically to replicate sweat. And so that's what you're supposed to use Gatorade and Powerade for. So if you're watching football games or watching professional teams out there, they're working out hard. I mean, they are like giving it their all when they're playing professionally and during the games, and also during practice time. So Gatorade, Powerade, all those types of drinks are meant if you're in an active type of mode. The problem is that the kids nowadays love to drink this stuff, but they're not working out. So it doesn't serve them any purpose, because those drinks are loaded with calories and salt and sugar and potassium, everything that you need when you lose it exercising. And so it defeats the purpose for kids to be drinking these types of replacement drinks for electrolyte drinks if they're not exercising. If they're exercising, go for it. But if they're sitting down playing a computer game and they're drinking this Powerade, they might as well just drink Kool-Aid, because it's going to be the same thing. I mean, not the same thing, but they're drinking it because it tastes sweet and it tastes really good. But it tastes even more amazing if you're sweating it out all freaking day and you're working out super hard. Then you drink it, and it's perfect for places that are super humid, and also environments that are really hot in the summer. You're losing a lot of sweat and a lot of fluid, so you got to replace it so you don't get dehydrated, and your body doesn't go into shock, and your body doesn't go into like cardiac arrest. So there's a time, there's a certain time in the body where if your electrolyte imbalance is off, either it's your sodium or your potassium, your body's going to let you know. And so when people who practice like anorexia and also bulimia and all that type of stuff, most of the time these individuals, they die from electrolyte imbalances. One of the elements in the body is off. It could be just something simple as potassium or sodium, just little things, and they can go in cardiac arrest. That's why when you're playing sports, it's really important to keep your hydration up, and it's really important to not to exercise during like really humid environments, because that's a whole different case right there. We'll talk about that later, but if you have an athletic trainer on site, then they'll be monitoring your electrolyte drinks. Second, we're going to go to the protein drinks or post-workout drinks from like exercising and lifting weights. So the rule of thumb is it depends on how much sweat you have. So the rule is 4-to-1. It's four carbohydrates ratio to 1 protein. So it's 4-to-1. So if you look at a lot of these like post-workout drinks for individuals who are endurance athletes or just playing a really competitive sport, 4-to-1 is the ratio, because you're going to be perspiring a lot. So it's 4 carbs, 1 protein. Now, if you're just lifting weights and you've had a really intense exercise and weightlifting routine that day, and yeah, granted, you're probably sweating a little bit, then you're going to want to have some kind of post-workout fuel drink that has just a little bit more protein, and the ratio is going to be off. So you'll have some of these that have like 30 or 40 or 50 grams of protein. It's basically you're helping when you're lifting weights, you're breaking down muscle at the microscopic level, and so this is just resupplying the body with fuel and protein to help rebuild those muscles on your off days or the days you're not working those opposing muscle groups. So there's just different ways of doing it, and also if you don't like the shakes, then you're strongly advised to eat some kind of post-workout meal that has a good combination of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. If it's a super heavy lifting day, then yes, you want to add more protein in order to supplement the protein that was broken down and lost, and you want to help that to rebuild, the muscle tissue and stuff. It gets more scientific when it comes to how many more carbs should I have, how much fat. You need proteins, carbs, and fats regardless. But when you're working out a lot, in regards to resistance training, you're breaking down so much muscle and you're creating so much lactic acid, and you're drinking a lot of fluids during that time just to flush it out, especially after the workout. You need to replace that protein and the carbs and the fats. But really, if it's really a heavy lifting day and you're just ripping that muscle down, then yeah, you want to have some protein. The last rule that you want to practice is that whatever exercise you're doing, you want to have this meal or this electrolyte drink. If you're not drinking it if it's not super hot, you can have it afterwards, or little sips during it. The third most important one is that you always want to have some kind of post-workout meal, fuel, snack, whatever you can create within 1 hour after working out. That's the crucial time. That's when your body is going to absorb it the most because it really needs that fuel, and you've depleted a lot of your reserves. Either it's the glycogen reserves, whatever you're tapping into, and wherever you're at in your fitness activity. You could be tapping into a lot of fat depending on where you're at. If you're doing a competitive contest, you might be carb depleting, and you're really trying to tap into as much as you can. And so it just depends what your goal is, but it has to be within 1 hour after exercising. So those are the three basic rules that you should follow when it comes to a post-workout drink or post-workout meal or some kind of post-workout fuel. Just to go back to the beginning when it comes to electrolyte drinks, if you're out in an environment and it's super hot and your activity level is super high, the rule of thumb is that you want to have some kind of sip of hydration or fluid every 10 to 15 minutes. Depends how controlled the environment is. If it's outside in the elements, that's probably a really good rule of thumb to stick by, 10 to 15 minutes. If you're indoor courts, like indoor playing tennis or some kind of thing, you don't have that outside environment that's going to affect you, like heat and wind, sun, all that stuff. And so you might get away with, having it maybe a little bit longer than 10 or 15 minutes. But it also depends on, your activity level during that time. So that's just a quick summary when it comes to post-workout. The basic one is the 4-to-1 ratio, and then you can manipulate it based on how intense your activity level is and what it is. And so hopefully that helped. Just sort of ease some of the confusion out there. There's a lot of crap out there. There's a lot of bars. There's a lot of drinks. Just do your homework, do your due diligence, and if you're confused with all the stuff that's out there, then just have a meal prep. Create it, just look at it, keep it simple. I always say follow the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid. Start out basic. If you need two hard-boiled eggs, some brown rice, throw some veggies in there, some salt and pepper. If you want to add some hot sauce, have that as a post-workout fuel. I wouldn't recommend having that before workout because if you put salsa, it will create acid and it might come up. So anyways, I would keep it simple, and then from there you can get more advanced and and you can start doing stuff before working out, doing stuff after working out. Before I work out, just to segue, my pre-workout fuel is Americanos or coffee. It's natural. I keep it simple, and it helps. If I'm ever crashing out during a workout or during a sport, I will always have some kind of snack with me for my sugar lows. And so, for instance, like today, I was playing a tennis match. I'm going to work out again later on at Burntown, but, I was crashing. I was sweating more than usual because my sugar levels were low. So I had a bar, I think it was like a Nature Valley bar, and that didn't cut it. I ate the whole thing, and it didn't work. So then I had some grapes, and that actually really worked. I was surprised. And then after that, I had a few apple slices, and then I was good to go. But it took about an hour for just to really like kick in. So I was pretty depleted. But anyways, hopefully that helps you guys. If you have any questions, you can always message me here. I'm going to be posting more live videos going forth. But this is the first one. I know that a lot of people have a lot of confusion about post-workout drinks. But for pre-workout, I drink coffee. So anyways, hopefully that was good for you guys and girls. And we'll talk soon, all right? So I'm Kezar Dillon. I'm the owner. I'm also the creator of Burntown Fitness here in Vancouver, Washington. It's a brand new high-intensity interval training studio. It's a 45-minute workout. And our motto is make every move count. You know, we want everybody to move efficiently and get as much as you can within 45 minutes because I feel that most people don't work out efficiently. They waste a lot of time. And we don't. That's one thing we don't have enough of is time. So you might as well utilize it, you know, the most efficient when you're in a class. And so that's why I created this boutique fitness studio to do that. So anyways, have an awesome Thursday and we'll chat soon. Take care. Bye.